What is going on? Welcome back to another video. This is the episode 2 of the ultra marathon prep, where we're training for Behind the Rock 50 miler in Mojave, Utah. And today we have a big workout today. Big workout meaning it's going to be long, probably one of my longest mile yet in 2024. The last time I ran this was 3 weeks prior to Chicago Marathon last year. So we have 18 miles on deck today, as we are about 7 weeks and some change out from Behind the Rock, Mojave, Utah. It's going to be a challenging run. It's going to be an exciting run. So I'm going to take you guys through that. But the main topic of this video today is going to be talking about recovery. And recovery is very important, like a lot of you guys know. But in my case, because last one was my biggest run and we crushed 139 miles, which is my biggest mileage volume ever. And this month, it's a shorter month because we are in February 2024. We are clocking about 200 miles as we get close. So essentially, this is like a peak volume for me. So I'm going to be sharing the strategies that I'm doing to making sure, one, I'm staying healthy. I'm keeping my shit together. I'm not falling apart. It's hard to do because I still strength train. I still care about, trying to get jacked simultaneously, and while still making sure I'm doing the main thing I'm still focusing on right now, which is to get ready and prepared for the ultra marathon. In case you're new to the channel, I'm going to run through my pre-run nutrition real quick. So this morning I had cinnamon swirl bread, some bananas, honey, and some sea salt and peanut butter spread on that. That essentially tastes like dessert, just to get my system going. And I washed that down with some 40 grams of HBCD, which is high branch cluster dextrins. 40 grams of that's going to get me ready. And as we go through the run every 3 miles or so, we are going to be alternating gels. The first gel I'm going to be having is the Martine gel. So this is the 100 caf, has 100 milligrams of caffeine in it, 20 grams of carbs. And I have another Martine gel. This is the non-caffeinated, same amount of gram of carbs, 75 grams of carbs. And the last one I have is the humid gel. This one has double the electrolytes. So we got gels ready. I'm trying to do a better job of not procrastinating. Let's get after an 18-mile run. All right, yes, we are back at the same spot that we started the video from, and it's not dark anymore, it's light, because we just finished the run. We finished the total miles. So the total miles that we got is 18 miles. We finished in 2 hours and 40 minutes, average pace of 8:54 pace, making the total miles for the week 41 miles. Yes, that one hurt a lot. It was not fun at all, but that's what training miles supposed to be. So when we actually step on the starting line of the 50 miler, we should feel equipped, we should feel ready. It's still gonna suck, but I think it's just gonna suck less because we are sticking through this training, digging in, embracing the suck, so it can suck a little less when we get to the sideline. So I'm gonna freshen up and grab my trusty tool here. And we're going to talk about the main topic of this video, how I recover from all these runs so I can show up each day in, day out, and perform to the best of my abilities. All right, so we are going to be standing for the rest of this video because my hip is going to lock up if I keep standing up. So to the main topic of this video, what are some of the best recovery tips? So why is recovery even important? Recovery is important and it's very critical to your training, because if you're not recovering properly, that means your training is just a little bit too much and you need to scale that back. But if you are recovering properly, you can show up to your next training session and perform at your best. So you can show up for all that event or that running or that fitness goal that you have set for yourself. In my case, my fitness goal, what I'm aiming for is to be my best for the 50 miler. So what am I doing to recover? As you guys just finished an 18 mile. It's a 47 mile week for me, and the body can definitely feel it, but not to the point where I cannot show up for my run. So I'm going to lay out all my recovery tips. In my opinion, these are the best recovery tools that you can apply. It doesn't matter if you're running, you can actually apply this to your strength training too. So the first recovery tool I'm going to be covering in this video that has been helpful in terms of me showing up to my training session each day fully recovered is going to be taking care of soft tissue work. Soft tissue work meaning investing in massage gun, lacrosse ball, just to smash and move the tight tissues that are bind around my glutes, my hamstrings, my hip flexor, my feet, lacrosse ball. So investing in things like that, again, this is a no-brainer for most people, including yourself. So if you're not taking care of this, and if you're not prioritizing your soft tissue work, you might get away with it at the beginning of a training when you're not handling a lot of volume, but the further into your training program that you go, the more you realize it's needed. And sometimes if you don't take care of, if you don't start start early and start taking care of that soft tissue work, is going to catch up to you later in your workout. And then one of the biggest investment that I made is definitely investing in compression boots. Compression boots, something I've been using for the last 3-4 years, even before I started running. After a long training session, like especially on legs, I just slapped them on the night before. I can feel my legs less tight. My legs are less tight the next morning. I show up to my next training session, I feel fine, I feel well recovered. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but in my opinion, I think it's worth every penny, and I would definitely advise everyone to, if you can spare the money, to invest in the compression boots. It's highly recommended. So tip number 2, second modality that you need to be prioritizing if your goal is to recover properly for your training session, is going to come down to your training programming. I don't care how intermediate or advanced you are. If your week 1 of your training is high volume that your body is not used to, it doesn't matter what kind of compression boots that you have, it doesn't matter what kind of soft tissue work that you're doing, it's just going to be very difficult for you to recover from that. So the second thing that you definitely want to take a look at is your training program. Meaning, okay, the first week of your training program, you should not go on balls to the wall and go in full send. You need to slowly expose your body to that volume so your body can take the time that it needs to adapt to the training volume. I'll use myself for an example. I'm not going to show up the first day and run 18 miles. I will start slow, 2 miles every other day. Keep that consistent, that I feel my body is recovering from week to week, from day to day. Then I can slowly scale that volume. Same thing goes for strength training. How many times have you seen people show up to the gym for the first time? It's the beginning of the year, they're super excited, they want to show up to the gym 6-7 days a week, and after that 6-7 days a week, the first 2 weeks they feel great, and after that they just cannot keep up, and that's how they fall off, because they are not giving their body enough opportunity to recover, because they're not starting at about 50%, they're starting full send 100% because their body has not fully yet adapted to that amount of volume. So the second piece of information I want to give you that's going to help you in terms of recovery is just taking a look at your training program, making sure your training program is catered to your needs, and not just to your needs, it's you ease into that training program instead of going full send. So like I said at the beginning of this video, one of the last key information I'm going to say for the last is the most important one in my opinion, because it doesn't matter what kind of soft tissue work that you got done, it doesn't matter what kind of training program that you are done. You can actually make the argument that you can train high volume training if you're doing this one specific thing, and that is nutrition. Your nutrition is the most important piece, and I can attest to this too, because when I first started my running journey, I used to correlate, oh yeah, because I expended 2,000 calories on a run, I should just go eat junk of 2,000 calories worth, because yes, the calories still matters, but at the same time the quantity matters. But what I want to share with you guys is the amount of food that you need to be eating. If you're training high volume, you're exposing your body to the stress of training, and you're not consuming enough food, one, and you're not consuming the right type of food, the good quality of food, is going to impact your recovery. And I'll give an example of this. Like most of you guys, including myself, you struggle throughout the holidays, just eat junk, you eat sweets, you eat candy, chocolate, treats, Christmas treats, and I truly felt that impacted the way I started my year, because I started, if you follow me on Instagram, I've covered this quite often. I just feel blah, I feel sluggish, and I can have a direct correlation to me feeling sluggish to the way I was eating during the holidays. Yes, I felt motivated to go run. Yes, I felt motivated to go work out, but the workout was not what I was expecting it to be, just because I just felt sluggish, because the quality of the food I was eating was not that great. The quantity was there, but the quality of the food was not aiding the kind of work that I want into, one, recovering properly and being able to show up to my workout feeling ready and motivated. So yes, take care of the soft tissue work. Yes, make sure you're on the right training program. But if your nutrition is not on point, it doesn't matter the kind of soft tissue that you're doing. It doesn't matter what kind of training volume that you're managing. You're just not going to be showing up to some of this training session feeling fully recovered and ready to go. So those are the top 3 things that's definitely helped me in terms of recovery. Make sure I'm recovering properly to my training session. And I guarantee if you apply those 3 things, you too are going to be showing up to your training sessions feeling fully recovered, feeling like you're in the best shape of your life, and you're not wondering what's going on, and you're just not throwing something on the board and hope if something sticks. Change it from program to program. But if you take care of the soft tissue work, your recovery work, your stretch, your modality, your mobility, and one, you're feeling properly, and two, you are on the right training program that gives you the right amount of progression for you to ease into your training program and not just going full send, you too will be in the best shape of your life. That is the video for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have enjoyed the video, give this video a like, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.